Two good reasons why I should buy a red light therapy device. Now, there are several reasons why you should buy one. It has so many health benefits when it comes to different treatments with red light therapy. But here's my takes when it comes to two big reasons why you should buy one. So if you're a person like me who are living in a country where the bigger part of the year has less sun hours, you should listen to this study. So I've been reading the Ultimate Guide to Red Eye Therapy, and they are actually mentioning two studies that I found really interesting. And the result was very similar, but the second study that I was reading was the most impressive one. And this study is actually a Swedish study. It was made in Lund University, just actually 30 minutes car drive from my home, so it's pretty close. But they did a study on 30,000 women on a period of 20 years. And they were trying to figure out how sunlight exposure could have an impact on our overall health. So they had three groups, one that had low exposure of sunlight, one that was modern exposure of sunlight, and the third was high exposure of sunlight. So the result from the studies was quite remarkable. It showed that the women who was low exposure from sunlight had a twofold higher rate of death compared of those women who was high exposure from sunlight. And the second study that I was talking about had this similar result. The people who had low exposure from sunlight actually had the same health condition as a person who was a smoker. So what these two studies are suggesting is that we are more dependent on sun exposure than we actually know or understand. Now, if you're one of those people who are thinking,
But Philip, there's no D vitamins in red light.
and that is all true, that you won't get any D vitamins from red light. And that is also one of my points when it comes to the winter time in Sweden and overall the bigger part of the year, that we will not get as much sun hours per day that we need. Now, most of the people know what UV light is and will get D vitamins from that. But when it comes to the other different sun spectrum, that is where people don't know so much about it. So I've been talking before about that red light therapy has been known way back to the 60s, but actually I have been a little bit wrong about that. When it comes to red light, it has been known way back to the 60s, but when it comes to the knowledge about the sun exposure, how it can help our overall health, it is way more back than that. And I was so stunned or impressed when I watched a TV program about healthcare in Sweden back, I think it was way back to the 20s to the 30s, where the doctor, they actually put out the patients with their beds outside or outdoor to get sun exposure. And they found that several diseases could be treated by sun, and some people had actually D vitamin efficiency, but other diseases actually were treated by sunlight. And they actually had a schedule that they were following, how much sun different body parts should be exposed by. So I think it's quite remarkable that we have been knowing about sun exposure for 120 years, and we have been knowing that red light spectrum from the sunlight, it has many different health benefits way back from the 60s. And I'm so glad that when I'm looking on the market now on the different manufacturers, that it is a big explosion when it comes to different devices. So I think this maybe is the start from a new era where we are treating ourselves more and more with different light therapy sessions. Reason number two, saving money. So I've been looking on different laser clinic or beauty clinics, and they have been starting to pop up with different red light therapy sessions there. I thought it was quite fascinating because there were people on my work that actually asked me about this treatments, and they had heard that I have been starting to make videos about this. I was looking on the prices they took. They took charge about, I think, between $60 to $90. So I think that's a lot of money just to do one session. And when you're looking on the user guide on this kind of panels, they are often suggesting that you should do these treatments between 3 or 5 times per week. So if you should follow the user guide from my panel, for example, you would probably have to pay around $200 to $400 per week. And I don't think that is sustainable long term, because if you are counting on it, it just takes a few weeks and you're up with the same amount of money as you would have bought your own panel from the first place. Now, if you're one of those people who are saying, well, Philip, that is not the same thing. You're talking about red light therapy, and the laser clinic I'm looking at, they are saying LLLT, low level laser treatment, or even a nice word called photobiostimulation. And that is not the same thing as the red light therapy device you have beside you, because there's just LED lights in it. And that is all true, but low-level laser treatment has the same, because I've been mentioning this before, that I've been reading different studies that suggest many times that LED light has the similar health effect as the laser effect. And with that said, you can just buy a LED panel instead, and the effect will be the same anyway. Speaking of saving money, I actually have a discount code for Infraredi, which is this brand I have here, and I'm very happy with it. But this discount code has a caveat, something the other YouTubers doesn't offer as I will. 90% of the money I will collect in on this discount code, I will donate to the prostate cancer fund. The only thing you have to do when you go into the Infraredi's homepage is you're typing in Philip Brandon, and you will get a 10% discount. Not only will you get a really good product, this is one of the top products or brands. This is their basic model. They have a Pro series, they have and a face mask and belts. So they have a big collection of different devices when it comes to red light therapy devices. Now, for you guys who are wondering what I will do with the other 10% of the money, I will actually buy more products so I can do more review videos. So if you are thinking of buying a red light therapy device, please use my discount code. You will get a good product, and you will feel good and have a good conscience that some of the money will actually go to a good cause. So to summarize the entire video, I could pick 100 different reasons why I should buy one of these red light therapy devices. But these 2 reasons was the most appealing or the most interesting right now for me to make a video about. And maybe this is a new concept that I will do 2 reasons why you should buy a red light therapy device. That would be maybe a fun project. But it is another thing I want to ask you guys. Please hit the like button. It will not cost you anything. And even think about maybe subscribe to the channel. The manufacturers to these products has begun to respond and answering me now. And I think that is only because the channel has started to grow. So more people who are joining into this channel, I think we will get more interesting content in the future. So I'm just going to say goodbye now, and take care, stay healthy, and I hope I see you in the next video. Take care. Bye. I really hate winter. All that snow.